Well, good news, everyone, and thanks to the hard work of the Malagasy What If 1 in 72nd Air Force, and in particular the Vulcans from the Spooky Skull Squadron, and the Ministry of Science, and the Ministry of Procurement, and the Ministry of Fast Flying Missiles, and the Ministry of Bureaucracy, and the Ministry of Secrets, tomorrow is going to be a bank holiday in What If Madagascar. Now, the reason why there is a bank holiday is because of Operation Big Momma, which is the successful test of the Big Momma Hypersonic Missile System, which is an air-launched missile system carried by the Vulcan B3, and this is one of the reasons why the Vulcan is back in service now. I was going to call the missile the Blue Steel 2, but I think it's already been done and never went anywhere. So the Big Momma Hypersonic Missile is a better name for the missile because it is powered by the Big Momma rocket motor. Now, what has happened here? Well, firstly, if you haven't seen the video that I've linked, Millennium 7 Star on the Russian Oreshnik Hazeltree missile, please do watch that. That's a serious video with a very serious message that I think everyone who studies military history should be aware of. Explains the missile way better than any of the Western media who are trying to downplay it. And when you watch the video, you'll realise why they're trying to downplay it. But as you know, 1 in 72nd Madagascar is a non-aligned country here in the Indian Ocean. And earlier this week, or last week, depending on when you start the week from, 2 Vulcans, supported by 6 KC-135Rs, took off on a secret mission. They flew out towards Kangaroo Land. Now, Kerguelen Island is, of course, within the 1 in 72nd Malagasy state. They flew out towards Kangaroo Island with 3 in-flight refuelings. As they approached Kangaroo Island, formerly known as Australia, the Vulcans began to climb from the high altitude they were at. They turned towards 1 in 72nd Madagascar, and with their 4 F119 engines screaming for air, they climbed to the point at which they could go no further. At that point, the Vulcan Big Momma, or Ghost Momma as she was called, opened her bomb bay and unleashed the Big Momma Hypersonic Missile. And here is a Big Momma Hypersonic Missile constructed by myself out of plasticard. So Big Momma, as you can see, is quite a big missile. She is, of course, a hypersonic missile. She goes into the Vulcan B3M's bomb bay, and there she is in all of her glory. The paint is still drying. She is that fresh. Now, the important thing to note about the Big Momma missile is that she has a hypersonic shape. She has a special hypersonic nose cone and skin to resist the incredible speeds and friction at Mach 10. She has the Big Momma rocket motor there. Now, the whole idea of the Big Momma is that she is launched up in the atmosphere, up where the air is clear. Big Momma is an air-launched hypersonic missile similar to the Kinzhal missile, but she's faster and she carries a better payload. There you can see Big Momma's rocket booster, and the shape of Big Momma is modelled on one of those hypersonic vehicles like the X-15D, like the Hypersonic Glide Vehicles that NASA was trying to get to Mach 22 back in the 1970s. So there is Big Momma. She's, of course, in Dulux high temperature stealth grey, which is available from B&Q and Homebase in aisle 4, and there she is, made in a plasticard glory. And we'll put her there to one side. So the Vulcan climbed up to the highest altitude it could go. It then unleashed a Big Momma from its belly. Big Momma then activated her rocket booster, powering her up into the atmosphere to secret altitude. This was all done at secret o'clock. Once Big Momma had got to the secret altitude, which is effectively into space, the guidance system triggers, tells Big Momma where she was. Big Momma then reorientates, splits, and a load of hypersonic re-entry vehicles then come out of Big Momma. And Big Momma launched these re-entry vehicles at Mach 10 at 1 in 72nd Madagascar. Now, the idea of shooting missiles at yourself is not normally a good idea, but these were going towards a test range in the south of the Malagasy state. Now, the Madagascans didn't tell the Americans, so they've had to pay for the cleaning bill at Diego Garcia and from an ERC-135, which is orbiting around here. But anyway, the What If Malagasy state then threw everything they had at the re-entry vehicles from Big Momma. They threw Patriot Pac-3s at them. They threw Glock 19 rounds at them. They threw Glock 19s at them and GPMGs. Everything they had filled the sky. Basically, none of Big Momma's multiple independent re-entry vehicles were hit by the Patriot Pac-3 because of the plasma shield that Big Momma creates, which, yes, it was detected by the Americans. However, the Malagasy state, with their latest Patriots, could not shoot Big Momma's payload down, and the 6 re-entry vehicles hit the target in the 1 in 72nd Malagasy state. So here is the re-entry vehicles. As you can see, they're behind this special nose, splits open, and these have the kinetic energy payload, the same as the Hypersonic missile. So the Malagasy state has now entered the hypersonic age, and it's all thanks to the Ministry of Science, the Big Momma missile, the Vulcan B3M, and they did have a spare one, Big Momma 2, in case Big Momma, Ghost Momma as she was called, failed to launch, but she launched okay. And as you can see, the Vulcan is the perfect weapon system to carry this. And here is Ghost Momma with 2 JASSMs, but the idea is that Big Momma missile fits into the missile bay, doesn't need external sort of recessed bomb bay like the Blue Steel. It is quite a smaller weapon system than Blue Steel. But here you go. Big Momma and the Malagasy state is now in the hypersonic age. Take care. Goodbye.